Hey basketball players, today I'm going to talk to you about being a power forward and how you can play that position. So first off, the power forward position is something that is kind of weird right now because it's not necessarily a forward and it's not necessarily a center. It's kind of that in-between space where you could be playing either or. So there's a lot more teams who are now putting their power forwards into the center position when they take their center out. So you could be playing the low post. You could be playing the high post as well if your team runs the 3-out, 2-in offense, because the high post is extremely deadly against the zone defense. Or you could be playing the perimeter out on the corners, out on the wings, because that's a more traditional small forward position. You could be playing one of those three spots on the court. And for those three different positions on the court, there's going to be different move sets that you can use. So down in the low post, obviously you're going to have low post moves. So when you're setting up on the low post, you're going to be wanting to set up at this first hash mark and then one big step out. This is going to give you a lot of area to work with if you're trying to beat a low post defender. So some simple low post moves that you could use as a forward is the simple drop step. So that's when you get that ball, you have both feet to operate with, and you're going to then spin towards the baseline. So what I mean by that is you're going to pivot, you're going to push your butt out to push that defender back, you're going to dribble either with one hand or two. You can start a dribble with two hands. You're going to turn and you're going to go up for that shot. This is a very simple move, and generally you're going to want to do this move when you've got the defender on your left side. If you have your defender on your right side, you would just do the move on the opposite side. You would then, again, same idea, dribble with a pivot. However, this time, if you would like, you can take a little bit of a hop and go up for a baby hook. Those are two simple moves that you can do in the low post. Obviously, if you're defending the low post, what you want to do is not to jump for any jump fakes. What you want to do is stand straight up, take up as much room as you can, get as wide as you can, and take up as much vertical as you can to defend that low post. You really don't want to be pushed by the offensive player below that rim, because there will be some offensive players who are going to try and pound you underneath that rim so they can have an easy basket. You want to have at least a lot of strength in the lower body and your core so that you can hold your ground, so that now one of two things are going to happen. Number one, he's pushing you, you're holding your ground, the ref calls a foul on him, not you. Second, you're able to be strong enough to keep him at bay, keep him away from the net until a help defender comes down. And because he's taking so many dribbles, of course he's going to get that ball hacked away. So now one of the more traditional spots on the court for a power forward is the high post. And in the high post, what you want to do here is obviously learn how to shoot from the high post. It's obviously not a three-point shot, and one of the ways that we used to do it when I was younger is basically take a shot from the elbow, somebody else gets your rebound, you defensive slide across, you take another shot from here, and so on. However, the high post is also a very lucrative spot to get assists, and that's what you really want to focus on. So when you get that ball into the high post, especially against a zone defense, you're going to be drawing up that middle defender or the baseline defender depending on the zone. And what's going to happen there is when you turn, you pivot, you're going to have cutters along the baseline. You can set up alley-oops, you can set up bounce passes, and it's a very easy way to beat a zone. So that's why the high post is a very good option if you're trying to score or help your team score a lot of points. Now, of course, if you are a power forward, you are probably going to get stuck out on the perimeter occasionally, especially if your team runs a 4-out or a 5-out offense. And that's more and more teams these days. So you need to know how to run the wing or the corner. And so if you're running the corner and you get the ball in the high post by somebody else, or somebody else is driving on the other side and you see your defender leave you, you can either stay out here, hope for a pass for a shot, or if you want an easy basket, if your defender leaves you to play help defense, cut baseline, and then you're going to get that pass. You can go in for that layup, or if you can, that dunk. Something that a lot of power forwards need to learn how to do is one dribble jump shots. And that is something that is very useful for power forwards out on the perimeter, because what's going to happen is you're going to get this ball, and then your defender is going to be coming out and guarding you. Either he's going to be guarding you really tightly because he doesn't want you to drive or shoot, or he's going to be sagging off because he doesn't believe that you're going to be able to take a shot, and he's giving you space. So one of two things that can happen, you can actually use this move against both. So if you've got a really tight defender, he's afraid of you driving, all you need to do is take one hard dribble one way or the other, step back, and hopefully that allows him to at least move away from you. So you get that ball, you go one quick dribble in one direction, you step back, and you can take that shot. Now, that's not a type of shot that you can just pull out in a game without practicing. Definitely practice something like that before your game. However, if the defender is sagging off, not believing that you can take that shot, and you know you can, again, same idea. You take one hard dribble towards him, step back, and he's probably going to give you even more space because he thinks that you're going to drive, and then he might even go back onto his heels because he's going to try and take a charge, and meanwhile, you're pulling back for a shot. And all you have to do is just get that ball. What you're going to do is one dribble, step back, shot. You can go right or left. If you go right, you want to go off your left foot and back. And then if you want to go towards the left side, same thing, just the right foot back shot. I hope that this video has helped you become a better power forward. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.